What if I told you that your mind is like a house? Every single day, dust settles in, clutter piles up, and old things take up space. If you never clean it, what happens? It becomes dark, messy, and full of things you don't need. The same is true for your mind. Thoughts come in, worries settle, negative emotions stick, and if you don't clean them out daily, they begin to control you. They make you tired, confused, unmotivated. But here's the good news. Just like cleaning your room, you can clean your mind. And when you do, you feel lighter, clearer, more powerful. So in this video, let's go through 8 simple rules to help you clean your mind every single day. These rules are easy to understand, perfect for English learners, and powerful enough to change how you live. Let's begin. Rule 1. Start your morning with mental clarity. Don't grab your phone first. Your morning is not just the beginning of your day, it's the foundation of your mind. It's the very first moment when your brain wakes up and prepares to face the world again. And yet, in today's world, most people are starting their day in the worst way possible. They open their eyes and before they even sit up in bed, their hand reaches out for their phone. The screen lights up. A flood of messages, news, and social media posts comes rushing in. And just like that, the mind is no longer clean. It becomes filled with other people's opinions, problems, and noise. And here's the truth. When you start your day this way, you are already giving your power away. You see, the first 10 to 30 minutes of your morning are incredibly important. Your mind is soft and open in those moments. Whatever you feed it will stay with you. If you begin the day by scrolling through stressful news or comparing your life to other people's posts, you allow outside voices to take control of your thinking. You haven't even brushed your teeth, and your mind is already heavy with stress, anxiety, or pressure to be like someone else. This is not how a strong mind is built. This is how confusion and mental clutter grow, one morning at a time. Now imagine a different kind of morning. You wake up, and instead of reaching for your phone, you sit up slowly. You take a few deep breaths. You notice your surroundings, the light coming through the window, the quietness of the early hour. You don't rush. You don't react. Instead, you simply sit with yourself. You ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? What is important to me today? In those simple questions, you begin to set your intention. You are choosing your state of mind before the world has a chance to choose it for you. That is mental clarity. That is strength. Another powerful practice you can add is morning journaling. No need for a long entry, just a few lines. You can write down how you are feeling, what you are grateful for, and what your top priority is for the day. For example, I feel calm. I am grateful for my health in this quiet morning. Today I will focus on staying positive and finishing my project. That's it. Simple, clear, and focused. By doing this, you are organizing your mind just like someone might clean their desk before starting work. A clean space leads to a clean mind, and a clean mind leads to a successful day. And mental clarity doesn't come from having no problems. It comes from choosing your focus. When you begin your morning with this kind of awareness, your thoughts become lighter. You are not pulled in different directions. You feel like you are in control of your day instead of your day controlling you. And most importantly, you begin to feel calm, confident, and capable before the world even speaks to you. If this is new to you, it might feel strange at first. You may be tempted to check your phone or turn on the TV. But remind yourself, those things can wait. The world can wait. Your peace of mind cannot. The first few moments of your morning should belong to you. They should be quiet, sacred, and focused. Even if you only give yourself 10 minutes, that small act will begin to change the entire rhythm of your life. So tomorrow morning, do something different. Don't grab your phone. Don't rush into the noise. Instead, sit in stillness. Breathe, think, journal, plan your energy, not just your tasks. Start your day from the inside out, not from the outside in. This small habit, repeated daily, is like sweeping your mind clean every morning. And a clean mind is the best gift you can give yourself every single day. Rule 2, speak to yourself kindly. Your inner voice shapes your life. There is a voice that follows you everywhere. It speaks to you from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. This voice comments on everything you do. It's not your teacher, your parent, or your friend. It's your inner voice, the way you speak to yourself inside your own mind. And whether you realize it or not, this voice has a powerful effect on your emotions, your confidence, and your choices. You are always listening to yourself, and what you hear becomes your truth. That's why learning to speak to yourself with kindness is one of the most important habits you can develop to clean your mind and create a better life. For many people, this voice is not kind. It is harsh. It is judgmental. It says things that they would never say to another person, but they say it to themselves every single day. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough. I always fail. I'll never succeed. These words don't seem serious at first, but they are like drops of poison. One drop doesn't hurt you, but over time, those small drops fill your mind with self-doubt, fear, and low self-worth. And when you keep thinking in this way, it becomes your belief. Your belief becomes your reality, and your reality becomes your life. Let's be honest. Many of us are trained to be hard on ourselves. We think being self-critical will make us work harder. We think if we shame ourselves enough, we will improve. But this is a lie. Being harsh with yourself does not build strength. It builds anxiety. It builds insecurity. True strength comes from encouragement, not punishment. You don't lift someone up by pushing them down. So why would you do that to yourself? The good news is this. You can change your inner voice. You can retrain it. Just like learning a new language, you can learn to speak to yourself in a more loving and supportive way. The first step is to notice your negative self-talk. When you hear yourself thinking things like, I'm such a failure, or nothing I do is ever good enough, don't ignore it. Stop and ask, would I say this to a friend I care about? If the answer is no, then you shouldn't say it to yourself either. You deserve the same kindness and respect that you give to others. After you notice the negative voice, replace it with something more gentle and truthful. You don't have to lie to yourself. You don't have to say, I'm perfect. But you can say things like, I'm doing the best I can right now. I'm learning and growing each day. I've faced hard times before, and I got through them. I can do it again. These kinds of statements are not just feel-good words. They are mental tools. They build resilience. They help your brain feel safe. They keep you moving forward when things get tough. And most importantly, they clean out the mental dirt of self-hate and replace it with self-trust. Kind self-talk also helps with motivation. Think about it. Who works better? The person being shouted at and criticized, or the person being supported and encouraged? The answer is obvious. When your inner voice becomes kind, you stop living in fear of failure and start living with confidence. You begin to believe in yourself again, not because you're perfect, but because you are worthy of care and respect, just as you are. This habit of speaking kindly to yourself takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Every time you choose a kind word instead of a cruel one, you are rewiring your brain. You are clearing the dust of old thoughts and creating space for new positive ones to grow. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I'm not enough, stop, pause, breathe, then say something different. Say, I may not be perfect, but I'm trying, I'm learning, I'm moving forward. These words might seem small, but they hold great power. Over time, they will become your new normal. And when your inner voice becomes your friend instead of your enemy, everything in your life begins to shift. Speak to yourself with kindness. Your mind listens. Your heart listens. and your future depends on it. Rule 3. Release the thoughts that don't belong to you. Have you ever taken a quiet moment and really listened to your own thoughts? Have you ever asked yourself, where did this idea come from? Most of the time, we move through life without ever questioning the beliefs in our minds. We accept them as facts, as truths that cannot be changed. But here's the reality. Not every thought you think belongs to you. Many of them were never yours to begin with. They were given to you by society, by your family, by school, by television, by the internet. And over time, these borrowed beliefs become so familiar that you forget to question them. You carry them like old bags, not realizing how heavy they've become. Maybe you believe you need to be rich by a certain age to be successful. Maybe you think you must be married by now to be worthy. Maybe you feel that failure means you're not good enough. But ask yourself, who told you that? Was it a parent, a teacher, a celebrity on social media, a message from your culture? These thoughts may have entered your mind years ago, quietly, like a whisper in the background. But now they sit in your head like loud voices, controlling how you see yourself, how you feel about your life, and what choices you make. The problem is not just having these beliefs, it's that we accept them without thinking. We don't stop to ask, does this thought serve me? Does it feel true in my heart? Or am I just trying to meet someone else's standard? When you live according to other people's expectations, you lose touch with your own voice. You start making decisions not based on what you want, but on what you think you should want. This creates pressure, anxiety, and confusion. You begin to feel lost, not because you're weak, but because you're carrying too many mental burdens that don't belong to you. Think of your mind like a suitcase. Every belief is an item packed inside. If the suitcase is full of things that don't belong to you, it becomes too heavy to carry. It slows you down. It makes you tired. To move forward in life with clarity and peace, you have to unpack. You have to open that mental suitcase, look at each thought and ask, is this mine? Does this help me? Or is it time to let it go? For example, maybe you grew up hearing that money is the most important thing, but deep down you value peace, purpose, and family. Or maybe you were taught that being quiet means you're weak, but inside you know your quietness is part of your strength. These are moments when you realize, I've been following someone else's idea of life, and that realization is powerful. It means you are waking up. It means you are beginning to clean your mind. Letting go of these borrowed thoughts doesn't mean rejecting your culture or family. It means honoring your own truth. It means giving yourself permission to define your own path. You get to decide what success looks like. You get to decide what kind of person you want to be. And that freedom begins with a simple but brave question. Does this thought belong to me? Here's how to start. Every day, take a moment to sit quietly and reflect. When a stressful or doubtful thought enters your mind, pause. Don't react. Instead, become curious. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Is this helping me grow? Do I actually believe this? If the answer is no, release it. You don't have to fight it. Just let it pass through, like a cloud in the sky. It came. It taught you something. Now it can go. You don't need to believe everything you think, especially if those thoughts were never yours to begin with. You have the power to clean your mental space. You have the right to think differently, to choose new beliefs, and to build a life that reflects your true self. Remember, returning other people's mental baggage is not disrespect. It's self-respect. Your mind is your home. Don't fill it with furniture that doesn't fit. Keep what is useful. Let go of what is not. When you release the thoughts that don't belong to you, you make space for clarity, confidence, and inner peace. That's how you begin to live a life that is truly yours. Rule 4. Write to clear, not to impress. Your mind is like a container. Every day thoughts enter that container. Some are light and helpful, others are heavy and confusing. Over time, if you don't find a way to empty some of those thoughts, the container becomes too full. That's when you begin to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or mentally exhausted. Your thoughts become a storm, spinning around with no clear direction. In these moments, one of the most powerful things you can do is to write. Not to impress anyone, not to create something beautiful or perfect, just to clear your mind and release what's inside. Writing doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need structure or grammar or perfect sentences. You don't even need to have a plan. The best kind of writing for the mind is the kind that flows straight from the heart to the page. When your thoughts feel too big or messy, take a pen or open a notebook and just begin. Start with whatever is on your mind. Maybe it's something like, I feel confused today, or I'm scared about the future, or I don't know what to do next. These are not weak thoughts. These are honest thoughts, and honesty is what helps you clean your mind. Think of writing like opening a window in a stuffy room. When air has been trapped for too long, it feels heavy and hard to breathe. But the moment you open a window, fresh air flows in and everything feels lighter. Writing does the same thing for your mind. It gives your thoughts a place to go. Instead of letting them bounce around inside your head, you give them an exit, a way out. And once they're out on paper, they lose some of their power. They become easier to understand. You can see them clearly. You can finally say, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. That's when healing and clarity begin. The beauty of this kind of writing is that it doesn't require skill. You are not writing a book. You are not preparing an essay. You are not trying to impress anyone, not even yourself. You are simply expressing. You are giving yourself space to feel what you feel and to release what no longer serves you. The page becomes your friend, your listener, your private place where you don't have to pretend. You can be real. You can be raw. You can be free. Many people avoid writing because they think they're not good at it, but that's only because they believe writing has to be perfect. Let go of that idea. Your writing is not a performance. It's a tool. It's like washing your face or brushing your teeth. You do it to stay clean and healthy, not to show off. The same is true for your mind. When you write just for yourself, your thoughts become lighter. Your emotions become easier to manage. You begin to see patterns in your thinking. You begin to notice what is bothering you and what is helping you. And that awareness gives you power. Try to make writing a daily habit, even if it's just for 5 minutes. In the morning, you can write how you feel, what you dreamt about, or what you want from the day. At night, you can write what went well, what stressed you, or what you want to let go of. There are no rules. Just write whatever comes. If nothing comes, write that too. I don't know what to say right now. The point is to create space in your mind by letting the thoughts move through your pen and onto the page. You don't need special paper or a fancy notebook. Use whatever you have. Write by hand or type on your phone. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you do it with honesty. Write to connect with yourself. Write to listen to your heart. Write to understand your thoughts instead of running from them. Your mind holds a lot every day. Worries, plans, emotions, memories, regrets, hopes. Don't let it carry everything forever. Give it a place to rest. Give it the relief of expression. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel after just a few honest sentences. It's not magic. It's simply giving your mind what it needs. A safe, quiet space to let go. So remember this rule. Write to clear, not to impress. You don't need to be a writer. You just need to be someone who cares enough to clean their mind. And when you do this regularly, you'll find that the storm inside starts to calm. The noise begins to fade. And in that quiet space, your true voice starts to speak. Rule 5. Disconnect to reconnect. Take a break from noise. We live in a world that never stops talking. From the moment we wake up to the moment we fall asleep, we are surrounded by noise. Phones buzzing with notifications, TVs playing in the background, cars honking outside, advertisements flashing, voices arguing on the internet. It's a constant stream of sound, information, and distraction. While technology and communication are wonderful tools, they have also created a mental environment that is almost impossible to escape. Your mind, which is a quiet and sensitive space, is now expected to process everything all the time. And the truth is, it can't. Just like your body gets tired from working without rest, your mind also becomes exhausted from too much input. It becomes overloaded, scattered, and stressed. You may not even notice it at first, but the signs show up slowly. You feel anxious for no reason. You struggle to focus. You feel disconnected from yourself. You keep moving through the day, but something inside feels cluttered, noisy, and unsettled. That's because your mind has no space left to breathe. And that's why disconnecting, even for a short time each day, is one of the most powerful ways to clean your mind. Right? To disconnect means to intentionally step away from the noise. Not forever, not for hours and hours. Just for a little while, long enough to hear your own thoughts again. Start small. Try turning off your phone for just 30 minutes each day. No music, no messages, no screens, just silence. You can sit alone in your room. You can take a walk without headphones. You can lie under the sky and listen to the wind. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is that you are away from the noise. At first, this may feel strange. You might feel bored. You might reach for your phone without thinking. That's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. In fact, that discomfort is part of the process. Your brain is so used to being stimulated all the time that silence can feel awkward or empty. But give it a few minutes. That boredom is actually your mind starting to settle. It's your mental space beginning to clear. It's like water after you stop stirring it. The waves slowly become calm again. In this silence, something beautiful happens. You begin to reconnect. You reconnect with your breath, with your surroundings, with your thoughts, and most importantly, with yourself. You start to hear things that the noise had been covering up. A creative idea, a forgotten goal, a truth you've been ignoring. You feel your emotions more clearly. You remember what really matters. That is the power of silence. It's not emptiness, it's space. And in that space, healing and clarity can finally enter. This practice doesn't require anything fancy. You don't need to go on a retreat or sit cross-legged like a monk. All you need is a few minutes of your day and the willingness to be alone without distraction. Even 5 minutes of quiet can make a difference. Over time, those minutes become moments of peace that your mind looks forward to. You begin to realize that not every moment needs to be filled with sound. Not every question needs an instant answer. Not every feeling needs to be shared online. Some things just need silence. In fact, some of the most powerful growth in your life will come not when you are consuming, but when you are reflecting. And reflection needs space. When you disconnect from the world for a while, you reconnect with your inner world. That is where your intuition lives. That is where your values and dreams live. That is where your strength is quietly waiting for you to return. So don't be afraid of silence. Don't be afraid of stillness. They are not signs of laziness. They are signs of wisdom. The world will always be loud, but you don't have to let that noise live inside your mind. You can choose peace. You can create quiet. You can take back control. Give yourself the gift of silence every day, even just a little. Disconnect to reconnect with life, with clarity, and with the calm, powerful person you truly are. Rule 6. Forgive to free your mind. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to clean your mind, yet it's often the most difficult. That's because many people misunderstand what forgiveness really means. They believe that if they forgive someone, It means what happened was okay, or that they are letting someone get away with hurting them. But that is not true. Forgiveness is not about saying the pain didn't matter. It's about saying, I matter more than this pain. It's about refusing to let your past keep poisoning your present. Holding on to anger, guilt, or regret is like keeping garbage inside your house and refusing to take it out. At first, you may not notice the smell, but slowly it starts to spread. It affects the air, the mood, the energy. That's exactly what happens in your mind when you hold on to emotional pain. It doesn't just stay in one corner. It begins to touch everything in your life. Many people carry old hurts in their minds for years. They replay painful memories over and over again. They relive the moment someone lied to them, betrayed them, left them, or made them feel small. Others hold guilt for something they did or didn't do. These thoughts are like heavy boxes stacked in the corner of your mind. Every day you walk around them. You try to ignore them, but they are always there, taking up space, weighing you down. You may smile and go about your day, but deep inside that clutter remains. And unless you clear it out, it will keep stealing your peace, your energy, and your joy. So how do you clean it out? The answer is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the decision to let go, not to forget, not to pretend it didn't hurt, but to say, I'm tired of carrying this. When you forgive someone, you are not saying that what they did was right. You are saying that you are ready to stop suffering because of it. You are choosing freedom over bitterness. You are choosing peace over pain. And that decision can change everything. Sometimes the person you need to forgive is not someone else. It's yourself. This is often even harder. We are our own worst critics. We remember our failures, our mistakes, the times we disappointed ourselves or others. We hold on to shame like a punishment we think we deserve. But here's the truth. You are not your worst moment. You are not your biggest mistake. You are a human being who is learning, growing, and trying. And that alone makes you worthy of a second chance. Take a moment to say this with me. I forgive myself for not knowing better. I forgive myself for being imperfect. I forgive myself for being human. These words are powerful. They don't erase the past, but they release the chains it has placed on your heart. They allow you to stand up and walk forward without the heavy burden of guilt holding you back. When you forgive yourself, you give yourself permission to grow. You allow healing to begin. It's important to understand that forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event. You may forgive someone today and then feel that old anger again tomorrow. That's okay. That doesn't mean you failed. It just means your mind and heart are still healing. Each time the pain returns, gently remind yourself, I've already chosen peace. Keep choosing it. Keep letting go. Keep cleaning your mind. Also, remember that forgiveness doesn't always mean you have to continue a relationship with the person who hurt you. You can forgive someone and still choose to protect your boundaries. You can forgive and still walk away. Forgiveness happens inside of you, for your benefit, not theirs. When you begin to practice forgiveness daily, both toward others and toward yourself, you will notice something amazing. Your mind feels lighter. You begin to smile more. You feel more connected to the present moment. You stop wasting energy on old stories and start creating a new one. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is strength. It is emotional freedom. So take out the emotional trash. Let go of the mental clutter. Forgive not because they deserve it, but because you do. You deserve peace. You deserve to move forward. You deserve a mind that is free, open, and clean. Rule 7. Practice gratitude to shift your mental focus. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it and whatever you water will grow. If you fill it with thoughts of fear, stress, and what you lack, then that is what will take over your mental space. But if you begin to plant seeds of appreciation, of awareness, of gratitude, then peace begins to grow. Gratitude is not just a sweet idea for holidays or special occasions. It is a powerful daily tool, a way to clean your mind and shift your entire focus. It helps you stop looking at what's missing and start seeing what's already here. We are often trained to focus on problems. The mind likes to scan for danger, compare with others, and worry about the future. You might think about the money you don't have, the job you didn't get, or the relationship that didn't work out. And when your attention stays in that place for too long, your emotions follow. You start to feel unhappy, anxious, and frustrated, even if there are many good things in your life. That's because what you focus on grows. If you only look at what's wrong, then that's all your mind sees. But when you practice gratitude, you begin to train your brain to notice the positive. You begin to shift your awareness, and that shift is powerful. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It means not letting your problems take over your entire mental space. You can still be going through a hard time and find things to be grateful for. In fact, gratitude is even more important during difficult seasons. It reminds you that life is not only made of pain, it shows you that even in the storm, there is something stable, something good, something beautiful. Gratitude helps you hold on to those little anchors that keep you strong when everything else feels uncertain. The best way to build this habit is simple. Write down 3 things you are thankful for every day. Do it in the morning or right before bed. And don't wait for something huge to happen. Gratitude lives in the small moments. You can be thankful for a warm meal, a safe place to sleep, a friend who checked on you, or even the quiet of a peaceful morning. You can write something like, I had a warm meal today. The sky was beautiful this afternoon. Knowing my body allowed me to move, walk, and breathe. These may seem small, but they are not small to your mind. When you take a moment to write them down, your brain begins to say, oh, I see. This is what matters. This is what I should focus on. That one act helps clear away the mental dust of comparison, jealousy, and fear. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good in the moment. Over time, it actually rewires your brain. Science has shown that people who practice gratitude regularly have lower levels of stress and depression. They sleep better. They are more optimistic and resilient. That's because gratitude helps your brain stop reacting and start reflecting. It shifts you from a mindset of, I need more, to a mindset of, I already have so much. And that mental shift brings deep peace. Some days will be harder than others. You might wake up tired or feel discouraged. That's okay. On those days, even more than usual, try to find just one thing to appreciate. It could be the breath in your lungs, the fact that you're still here, still trying, still learning. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it gives you strength to face it. It reminds you that you are not empty, you are not broken, you are blessed in ways you may have forgotten. And here's the beautiful part. When you live with gratitude, you begin to see more things to be grateful for. It's like opening a window in a dark room. Suddenly you notice the light that was always there. You see beauty in the little things. A smile, a breeze, a kind word. Life becomes richer, not because it changes, but because you do. So practice gratitude daily. Let it become your mental reset, your morning breath of fresh air, your evening moment of calm. It is one of the easiest, most effective ways to refresh your mind and your energy. Over time, it will change not just how you feel, but how you live. Rule 8. Sleep to reset your brain, needs rest to release. In our fast-moving world, sleep is often treated as a luxury instead of a necessity. People say things like, I'll sleep when I'm done, or sleep is for the weak. But this is one of the greatest mistakes you can make if you want a strong and healthy mind. Sleep is not just something your body needs. It's something your mind depends on. Without good sleep, You cannot think clearly, handle stress well, or feel emotionally balanced. If you want to clean your mind, if you want to refresh your inner world, then you must protect your sleep. It is the reset button your brain needs every single night. Think of your mind like a computer. During the day, it takes in information, words, images, emotions, and experiences. Just like a computer collects files, your brain collects data from everything you see, hear, and feel. If you never turn your computer off, it begins to slow down. The programs stop working, it crashes more often. That's what happens when you don't get proper sleep. You carry all of yesterday's files into today. You become mentally overloaded. You can't focus. You get angry more quickly. You feel sad or anxious, even if nothing bad has happened. Why? Because your mind didn't get a chance to reset, clean up, and let go. Sleep is not wasted time. It is healing time. While you sleep, your brain sorts through the day. It saves useful memories, deletes unnecessary stress, and balances your emotions. It removes stress chemicals that build up during the day. It helps your nervous system calm down. In fact, during deep sleep, your brain works harder than when you're awake, but in a different way. It's doing emotional housekeeping. It's clearing mental clutter. It's giving you a clean slate. But for this powerful process to work, you have to give it the right conditions. Many people stay up late scrolling through their phones, watching videos, or filling their minds with more noise. Others fall asleep with music, TV, or social media playing in the background. And while these habits may feel comforting, they actually keep the brain alert, preventing it from entering deep rest. Your mind doesn't know it's time to shut down because it's still being fed information. To truly clean your mind with sleep, you need to create a bedtime routine, a habit that tells your brain it's time to let go. This doesn't need to be complicated. Even small changes can make a big difference. For example, take a warm shower before bed. It relaxes your muscles and signals your body that sleep is near. You can also read something peaceful, like a calming book or a few lines of gratitude in your journal. Let your final thoughts of the day be gentle, not stressful. Say something like, "Thank you for today." Even if the day wasn't perfect, ending it with gratitude helps your brain feel safe, which is key for deep sleep. Try to avoid screens at least 30 minutes before bed. The blue light from phones and TVs can confuse your body's natural sleep signals. And instead of sleeping with loud noise or bright lights, try keeping your room dark and quiet. These simple steps tell your brain, now is the time to rest, release, and repair. When you sleep well, something amazing happens. You wake up with a clear mind. The problems from yesterday no longer feel as heavy. Your thoughts are calmer. Your mood is lighter. You have more patience, more energy, more ability to focus on what matters. That's because your brain had the chance to clean itself during the night. You didn't carry yesterday's stress into today. You started fresh. Sleep is not a weakness. It's a superpower. It's the time when your body and mind work together to prepare you for the next day. If you care about your mental health, if you want to grow and succeed, if you want to feel your best, then sleep must be a top priority. So tonight, don't stay up chasing the noise of the world. Don't let screens or stress steal your peace. Create a simple bedtime habit. Let your mind know that it is safe to rest. Allow sleep to do its quiet, powerful work. When you give your brain the rest it deserves, it gives you back something priceless: clarity, calm, and a clean mind, ready to face the world again. Final thoughts. Your mind is your home. Keep it clean daily. Let's come back to where we began. Your mind is your home. It is the place where you live every moment of every day. No matter what is happening around you, the people, the places, the events, your mind is your inner world. If your mind is cluttered with old, heavy thoughts, tangled emotions, and constant noise, you will feel lost, confused, or overwhelmed. You might even feel this way when everything outside seems fine. That is because true peace does not come from your environment. It comes from the state of your mind. And that is why cleaning your mind is one of the most important things you can do to live a strong, happy, and focused life. When your mind is clean, clear, and peaceful, you feel powerful. Even when life is hard, even when challenges come, you are able to face them with calm and confidence. A clean mind is like a calm lake. No matter how the wind blows, it stays clear and steady. This clarity becomes your greatest strength. Remember these 8 simple but powerful rules that help you clean your mind every day. Start your morning with clarity, not chaos. Don't reach for your phone first thing. Begin with calm and purpose. Speak to yourself kindly. Your inner voice shapes your reality. Make it your friend, not your enemy. Let go of thoughts that don't belong to you. Release the ideas and beliefs that others have placed in your mind. Write to understand, not to impress. Use writing as a tool to clear your mental clutter, not to create perfection. Take regular breaks from noise. Disconnect from screens and distractions to reconnect with yourself. Forgive to be free. Let go of anger and guilt. Forgive others, and most importantly, yourself. Practice daily gratitude. Focus on what is good in your life, no matter how small, and watch your mindset transform. Sleep to reset. Give your brain the rest it needs to clean and heal every night. Make these habits part of your daily routine. Even spending just 10 minutes a day cleaning your mind will create lasting change. The more often you do it, the more peaceful and powerful you will feel. A clean mind leads to a clear path, and a clear path leads to a strong life. Thank you for being part of English Achieve, where we believe that a healthy mind is the first step toward a better future. Keep practicing these rules, keep growing, and keep shining. Your mind is your home. Take care of it every day.